I cannot believe it. Vegeta Super Saiyan 3 is official canon. This is something that many fans of Dragon Ball has been waiting to see for about 2+ decades. And on this day, on December 27th, 2024, we were given a canon version of Vegeta Super Saiyan 3. And it is not something I think anyone expected to see. I know I didn't. This was not something I ever had on my bingo list when I sat down and started watching Dragon Ball DAIMA. But here we are. We have Super Saiyan 3, Vegeta. A form that has eluded him for decades and has been the main focal discussion point of Vegeta's character and power and all that, and power scaling discussions, regular Dragon Ball discussions, transformation discussions for decades. It has been a huge, huge discussion. And it looks like finally those discussions can be put to rest. So, let's get into that. First off, one thing that I really want to note is that Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 form is fundamentally very different looking than regular Super Saiyan 3. Obviously, he has the signature no eyebrows. He also has the signature long hair. But I want you to take a good look at just the way Vegeta's hair looks. His hair is obviously longer, but it is not going down to his butt crack basically like Super Saiyan 3 Goku or even Gotenks did. This is fundamentally a different look, a design to Super Saiyan 3 that we have never seen before. In fact, this looks like just a straight up upgrade from like Super Saiyan 2, but it just looks like you have slightly longer hair. And it really does kind of look also like Gotenks in a way, but it still looks really much just like Vegeta. And I love that. It is honestly an incredible take on the Super Saiyan 3 transformation, and I'm glad to see Vegeta finally accomplish a form that many have wanted to see for an extremely long time. Now, with that being said, there is obviously the elephant in the room that I think a lot of people are going to be discussing here, and that is the fact that Vegeta now having Super Saiyan 3, why did he never use it? Like, for instance, why have we never seen Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta in Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, Broly movie, in Super in general? Why have we never seen Vegeta use Super Saiyan 3? Well, there's a lot of reasons for this. For one, we gotta take a look at when Battle of Gods, Super, and Resurrection F and all that was written. DAIMA is releasing, obviously, in 2024. Battle of Gods was written in, 2012, 2013, 2014. It was really a long time ago. It's been over a decade now, basically, since Beerus was a thought in Akira Toriyama's head and was written. So, at that time period, I think that, obviously, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta was never a thought. It was never a thing. It was not something that Akira ever thought about. It was not something that Akira was going to do. He was just busy focusing on the world building, Beerus, the different universes, turning into Super Saiyan God. You get the point. Basically, Super Saiyan 3 was an afterthought. It was never really envisioned, and basically, at that current point in the canon, Vegeta never did have it, and that was the reason why he only ever used Super Saiyan 2. And then, eventually, when Resurrection F came out, he achieved, Super Saiyan Blue and God, because obviously we saw it. So, there was no need for him to really ever showcase Super Saiyan 3, even if he hypothetically obtained it, because why would he use an inferior transformation when God Ki, using, for instance, Super Saiyan God and then Super Saiyan Blue, is just inherently better in every single way. So when you look at it from that perspective, even hypothetically he achieved it, even let's say after Battle of Gods, Vegeta never had any business to use it. Because even then, even if he had a chance or opportunity to use it, why wouldn't he just use Super Saiyan 2, which it's clear he perfected it to a very high degree, especially after the Buu Saga. So there was no reason for him to use it, because he saw the issues with Super Saiyan 3, its inherent flaws. He actually saw Goku fell with it. Why would he want to use a form that clearly is just not good on stamina and ki? It just drains you completely, and it's an all-or-nothing attack to be able to have a victory, which is very relevant to this fight, and I'll get into that in a second. But I will say that, thanks to this transformation being established, it does inherently retroactively change canon, or retcon some aspects of the story. One thing in particular is obviously the Beerus scene where he slaps Bulma. Vegeta roids out, he gets very angry, he hits Beerus, he takes a few hits from Beerus, and in that moment it is established that Vegeta surpassed Goku's Super Saiyan 3, while he was in Super Saiyan 2. Now, we can still say this doesn't deny the fact that he had Super Saiyan 3. I mean, Vegeta probably just lost it, he rage snapped, but we can assume that maybe he didn't, he did, it doesn't matter. But the thing is this transformation is definitely a retcon to stuff that happened in Super. Take that however you will. Does that mean that it makes this scene bad? No, it does not. But this does showcase that Daima is changing things. It's changing established lore, which has happened not just in Daima, but in other stuff within Dragon Ball. Like, for instance, in Dragon Ball Z, and in the movies, and in Super, there's been a lot of changes. Like the Potara earrings, you know, how they have been changed, and fundamentally how fusions work in general has been changed thanks to some of the retcons that's happened throughout Super. So, when you factor everything in, this isn't the worst thing in terms of retconning. Does it mean it's completely good? It's up for debate. Anyways, let's get into what really matters, and that is the fact that Vegeta achieving this form, what does this mean, and why is he using it now here of all times? Let's segue into that. So Vegeta achieving this form is obviously an amazing moment for Vegeta fans and Dragon Ball fans, because the only time we've ever really seen Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, to this very point, is through what ifs, fanfic, gotcha games, you get the point. Or, you know, someone trying to make a Xenoverse character, like custom-made character or whatever, to look like Vegeta, but, you know, it's not Vegeta. You know, we have only ever seen stuff like this in unofficial sources, basically, seeing the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. But now, with actual canon and the last work that Akira Toriyama, the author of Dragon Ball, worked on, he officially made Vegeta Super Saiyan 3 canon. And I really want to take a few moments to talk about that. Vegeta as a character is a very fascinating one. I don't know what I'm about to say is completely true, so do take this with a grain of salt. Correct me in the comments if I am wrong. I'm completely fine if you do correct me. But I believe somewhere a long time ago, Akira said that he did not like Vegeta. Vegeta is like one of his least favorite characters, he doesn't like him, which is crazy to think about. Because Vegeta, obviously, when you really take a hard look at the story of Dragon Ball, he's one of the characters that actively, still to this very day, gets character development. He is a very well dived into and written character. Like, there is a lot to him, honestly. He is not just a simple, my pride and all that. There's a lot more to Vegeta's character than that. And it's crazy that despite everything, from what I heard a long time ago, that apparently Akira, once again, take that with a grain of salt, dislikes Vegeta, Vegeta gets all this development. And I think that he's always been someone that's taken so many L's. Let's be honest. Vegeta, he takes L's. He is known as a jobber. He's known as the guy that is always having to fight the opponent first for Goku to, you know, can succeed. That's usually what Vegeta's job is to do. This has happened canonically, basically, throughout the entire existence of Dragon Ball. I mean, even in the Jiren fight, or Moro fight, you know, that's in Dragon Ball Super, he's always hit first. He's always attacked first. It's not Goku. He's always the first to fall, to make the enemy, the villain of the arc, look even more badass, so to speak. That's usually what Vegeta's role is. He always takes L's, and any time that he can ever really get a win, it's stolen from him. For instance, Resurrection F, and a lot of people had issues with that because, you know, his win against, you know, Frieza was stolen. It was. And that's my 2 cents on the matter. But regardless of that debate, the point is that seeing him achieve Super Saiyan 3, and this is Akira Toriyama's last time, his last work, basically, for Dragon Ball, it makes me believe that if the actual thing I heard, if he didn't like Vegeta, it makes me believe that deep down maybe he does, or he finally accepted Vegeta. That's at least what I want to believe. Obviously, this is just a crackpot theory. This doesn't have any evidence to back it up. Just gonna say that. But just giving Vegeta such a victory in this moment, and a form that people have been begging for a long time, yes, it can be chopped up to fan service. Definitely, Daima in general is a lot of fan service for fans. But I do think that it's more or less a bow on top of Vegeta's character, that he finally was able to achieve the same form that Kakarot was able to achieve, and he wasn't falling behind. There was some acceptance there, and I think that is great. I think that's a really good thing. But let's get into the form. So, the form in general, looking at the brief showcasing we had of Super Saiyan 3, Vegeta Super Saiyan 3 seems to fundamentally be just as powerful as Goku's. Maybe more, maybe less, don't really know, but the point is, it's very powerful. He overwhelms his opponent with relative ease, and he quickly demolishes his opponent. And I think that this is a very big factor that a lot of people are not going to think about, is that Super Saiyan 3's inherent issue is it's super powerful, but it drains you instantly, basically. If you don't finish an opponent, like, within a minute or two, it's over. I mean, we saw that with Kid Buu. So, I think that, judging by how quick this fight was with Vegeta going Super Saiyan 3, how he had no talk, he didn't do really anything whatsoever, he understood fundamentally the issues with the form, and so he wanted to wrap up the fight as quickly as possible. He wanted it to be done. And that is what this fight showcases, that Vegeta hasn't overcome those flaws with Super Saiyan 3. He understands them, and so that is why he used it as a last resort to win, because he knew that if he didn't use it, it was over anyways, and he went all out because, obviously, you know, it's all or nothing at this point. That is what the form is. It is literally all in, all attack, that's it. If you don't win, it's over. That's literally it. So, I really do like this showcasing because it doesn't try to showcase that Super Saiyan 3 is different for Vegeta. It doesn't try to act like this Super Saiyan 3 is more powerful than Goku's. It's the same issues, but no playing around. Vegeta does not play around. He doesn't talk at all. He just fights his opponent. He brings him down. That's literally what happens, and I respect that. I really do. So, massive victory. It's taken 2 decades. Over 2 decades, honestly, to get to this point. But at long last, Vegeta has a canon version of Super Saiyan 3. That makes me so happy, man. It's a good day. It's a very good day. It got me a little bit emotional. I was a little bit shocked. I honestly thought when I was hearing about it today before I watched the episode that was fake. Because obviously you have fake leaks and stuff for Dragon Ball all the time. Fake transformations and stuff. So I was honestly assuming it was fake. But then I saw it and I was like, huh? Like, it's real? Like, huh? So, yeah, you get my understanding on that. But, that's all I need to say. That's my piece. Great scene, great moment, great episode. Looking forward to where the story goes further. But I love you guys. Be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.